Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 29 August 2016, and I've got a little, I don't know if it's a knife review, it's more of a knife story and a knife show and tell than a review. The fact is that I love these doggone things so much that a review couldn't really be objective. So what is it we're talking about tonight? Well, it is the Great Eastern Cutlery number 15 Tom's Choice Barlow. Special factory order by one Charlie Campagna. You guys know this knife. If you've been around the traditional knife world at all over the last 5 years or so, and if you've been watching this channel, you know that the Tom's Choice Barlow and Charlie Campagna have a special place in my heart. But this is one, I gotta be honest, that I didn't love. This is the Ancient Barlow. An interesting SFO. I have two of these for you on the camera this evening. This one belongs to my sharpening customer, Adam. And this one is in ebony wood. This is not Gabon ebony or Macassar ebony. It's another variety of ebony that has some browns in it and a lot of figuring. Sometimes you'll even see white streaks in it. And the other one I have is mine. This came in today's mail. This is in parchment scratted bone. Check that out. So here's sort of the story behind why I have one of these. This is a knife that I passed on. You know, I always keep an eye on collectorknives.net early reserves. Every time a GEC comes up for early reserve, I always get a text message because I'm registered that way from Mike Latham. And I looked at this thing and I thought, man, you guys know me. I really didn't want bolsters that had big black spots in them and blades that had patina, brand new, even some pitting. I don't know if you can see that. And what a goofy blade shape, I thought. It's not really a sheep's foot. It's not really a navy knife or sailor's knife. Really what it is, it's a main blade length coping blade. Well, there's a story behind that, and it's a story that I'm going to read for you, and it comes from the label, of course, on the tube. First, let's take a close look at the front. The Sawyer Barlow 1095 carbon steel. Check out that guild mark. Those are Charlie's initials, CC, back to back, with the figure off the Sicilian flag, the country of origin for Charlie Campagna. And Tom says, "You look just like your daddy, Huck." So let me read you the story on the back of the tube. This is pretty cool. I don't know if this is all Charlie or if this has some Sarah editing. I don't know, but here's what it says. An ancient Barlow, but of course it's brand new. We've set about to capture a snapshot of history in this old school Barlow while keeping it well engineered and useful. The Barlow knife's original mission was to provide a no-frills, low-cost cutting tool that a working person could afford, carry, and use on a daily basis. A single blade, simple handles, and an oversized bolster for strength at the blade pivot all added up to good value for hard-earned money. Sometimes a few lines were filed or scratted into the handles for extra grip. Fancy jigging or detailed checkering or diamonding in the old days added too much cost, and finely finished surfaces were not necessary. The only things that mattered were the quality and tempering of the steel in the blade and in the spring. A gild stamp in the blade assured the purchaser that the knife's production was guided by a qualified cutler, and large, almost garish initials in the bolster further advertised who that cutler was. We hope you will enjoy taking a 200-year step back in time with us with this ancient Barlow in your pocket. The blade will take a fine edge, and the knife will last a long time with the occasional drop of oil in the joint. Long life and good health to you, Charlie C. And then P.S. Thanks to the good people at GEC for their skill, forbearance, and heroic efforts in producing this ancient Barlow new. Nicely done. Okay, I'm going to dispatch with this ebony knife for now, and I'm going to tell you about this one. If you guys watched my Great Eastern Cutlery Rendezvous series of videos, you saw me pick up a knife just like this out of Charlie's case during my interview with him. And it was pretty obvious, I think, that I was kind of blown away by the knife. Wow. This cover material just, well, it made me gasp. It's so beautiful. Just a square cut, parchment colored dyed cow bone with beautiful diamond scratting. And that word scratted, S-C-R-A-T-T-E-D, is an ancient form of the word scratched. And when I saw the beautifully and masterfully applied black corrosion, I don't know, I guess I can't call it simulated patina on the blade. It is black oxidation. There are even some what appear to be areas of pitting as you look down that blade in this area. I don't know if that's heat treat scale that was mostly ground away during the post heat treat grinding process. I don't know how they did that at GEC, but it looks like an old knife. And you guys know, don't you, that I am not a patina guy. I like my blades, even my 1095 blades, to be bright and shiny, and I keep them so. And I live in a climate that makes that pretty easy. I don't like patina. I don't like dunking a knife in mustard or vinegar and making it look like it's old. But this knife, it's so masterfully done. It looks like a really well cared for, slightly corroded, spotted, pitted, 100-year-old knife, 200-year-old knife. And frankly, the blade shape really grabbed me. I didn't like it in pictures, but when I saw it in person, that's what it is. It's a full-length main blade, coping blade. Check out the end of it. Look at that. There. And look at the swedge. A beautiful drawn swedge. Hand done. Both sides. Super symmetrical. As you look down at the spine, it gives the illusion of distal taper in that blade, which there is none of. But obviously here at the bottom of the swedge, full flat ground blade is thinner than it is back here up at the spine. So when you look down the spine of the blade, it appears to taper, although it really doesn't. Pretty cool. And you know, on a coping blade secondary, you will see swedges a lot of times for blade clearance and in the blade well. And it just makes sense to do that, and it looks super cool. Let's look at the tang stamps real quick. Okay, we have GEC, Great Eastern Cutlery, TIW, Titusville Ironworks, and the model number of this blade is 15C as in Charlie 115. So that is a number 15 pattern. A blade style GEC didn't have a number for, so they just called it a Charlie. And it's a single blade knife, next digit 1, made in 2015. Last two digits 15. And on the back side, actually the front side, the mark side of the knife, Tidiute Cutlery, made in USA. I'm a lefty, so this is my front side. Of course, this is an all-steel construction knife, so bolsters, liners, and of course the back spring all steel. As most older Barlows were, not a lot of exotic materials in them. Remember, they were a budget knife, just a working man's basic pocket knife. Let's take a look at our centering. It's beautiful. Our back spring termination. Spot on as well, straight across. Blade well is probably beautiful. It is. That last pin visible in the blade well. There you go. And let's take a look at fit and finish. The butt end of the knife is colored nicely and squarely. You feel nothing going across the knife. Perfect GEC finishing. Transitions between bone covers and bolsters really good, although you're gonna pick up the edge of that steel bolster in those scratted lines a little bit. But what a beautifully made little pocket knife. It certainly is. What do you think about that guild stamp, guys? There you go. Oh, look at that. There you go. Gorgeous. Let's take a look at Adam's ebony knife here a little bit. What I love about the Tom's Choice Barlow, and this is a choice Charlie makes, I'm sure, is that even when we have wood covers, we have chamfered, a chamfer that turns into a radius as it approaches the bolster, and that chamfer carries back to the back. There you can see it, but it's a square cut butt end. And on any bare-ended knife, pocket knife, I just prefer that square cut feature. I don't like rounded butt ends on pocket knives. Look at that ebony, just gorgeous. Perfect walk and talk on both these knives. Come on, baby. There we go. Just beautiful. Both of them. Gorgeous work. And look at the spotting on Adam's knife. Gorgeous. The thing that's cool about this, I'm never going to make this a safe queen. It's a knife that looks used now. It's going to continue to look used because it's going to get used. It's going to get used. This one is kind of a I don't know if this is a user for Adam. He is having me sharpen it. That's why it's here. Mine's definitely a user. I sharpened it as soon as I got home from the post office. Let's see, shall we? This would have been, I don't know if these are the last Patty knives or if the new lady was sharpening when these were run. But check this out. Natchez Shooter Supply catalog paper. This is out of the box, guys. You be quiet, listen to it go through. It's a little noisy, a little catchy. but pretty good. That's pretty good. That's better than edge ready. Now here's mine after sharpening. You gotta hold the blade straight. I need a fresh piece of paper. Jeez, I'm making myself look bad. Okay. I think it even push cuts. Yeah. And that's, sharpen at 18 degrees per side, a little kiss of a 21 degree micro. And it's going to get used, boys. Oh, yes, it is. So let me kind of explain how this process worked. I love Charlie Campagna. I just love him. And when he walked me through his case and he picked up his knife just like this, and he started telling me about it, I knew I messed up. When this early reserve came out, I should have just signed up for it and bought one and then talked to Charlie about what made it come to be, because to hear him tell the story, believe me, him telling the story is better than reading the label on the tube. It just is. I don't know that I've ever seen a pocket knife this cool. It's kind of, in a few short hours, become the centerpiece of my traditional knife collection. Now, guys, I sold my walnut-covered clip-point single-blade TC Barlow a few months ago to Adam for a price north of $300, because he got a hold of me and asked me if I would sell it, and I really didn't want to, so he had to pay. These knives, if you can find them, way less than that. You can buy these under $200 if you look. And I don't think they're going to stay there. I think as time goes by, the Ancient is going to become one of the most sought after Tom's Choice Barlows, because there's no other one like it. I mean, not even close. So we're not talking about a difference in cover materials or blade styles. This is a one-off blade style with a guild stamp with these nasty corroded bolsters. And you know what? I think you can use them and you're not going to hurt the value at all. That's my 2 cents. I thought you guys would like to see that. Good luck finding one, though. You just have to be patient. I love it. And I carry it in this here slip that I bought at the Rendezvous. This is an embossed with the Acorn logo. GEC small pocket slip. Nice little piece. Fits perfectly. Thought you'd like to see that, guys. That's all for this one. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. And remember, the word is sharp.